Hey, it's Jan 2nd, and yes, I have my New Year's resolution ready. I went to a Starbucks today. Okay, I know you're judging my coffee taste. I know Starbucks doesn't have the best coffee, and there are plenty of cafes in Hyderabad which serve really good coffee. But I came here because I'm meeting a friend later in the day. I came here early so that I can get some work done. Also, you must have noticed that I'm sitting outside the store, and that is for a reason. My New Year's resolution is actually not to visit Starbucks, but something slightly different. So, some of my close friends and family members know this about me. I'm really introverted. I do not enjoy stepping out of my space, especially my home. I I play a lot of video games. I play Valorant, CS:GO. I play Dota. I play Elden Ring. I have a PS5. I like my space. I read in my space. I generally don't like stepping out for parties or meeting friends and family. In fact, I I usually invite them home rather than go out and meet. Also, I even when I go to work, I get into my morning cab. I enter my office space, which is of course a closed space. I sit in my table, I work, and when it's time in the evening, I leave and I come straight home. If I'm not cooking my food, I usually order it, so I don't even step out for food. Um, Come to think of it, the only time I step out voluntarily every week is to go to church. Other than that, I usually do not step out. I'm just introverted that way, and I thought that was just a quirk of me, and it's something that I was very proud of because I always kept my space very clean. I always knew what to do. I enjoyed my time. It's not like I felt lonely. In fact, enjoy playing games online with friends, and I do that every day. So I was socially active, but just not in the way where I typically step out and meet people in real life, or meet or get some fresh air. Like, I have my air conditioning on, and that was my source of fresh air. So recently, I was listening to a specific episode of the Huberman Lab podcast. Actually, it is, if you don't know what the podcast is, it is actually a self improvement podcast hosted by Dr. Andrew Huberman. He is actually a scientist, and he's a professor of neurobiology in Stanford University, right? So he's actually an amazing lecturer, tutor, and a self-help guide. And in one of his episodes, he's actually a big, morning walk enthusiast. He actually encourages all his listeners to get at least 5 to 10 minutes of morning sunlight. So I actually read a little bit more about this early morning routine of his, and research suggests that when you get an early morning walk, when you have early morning sun on your skin, it actually increases cortisol release. Actually, this also helps with having a better mood for the day. It helps with metabolism, it helps with regulating your sleep schedule, and it gives you a lot of energy, and it gives you enables you to focus during the day. And it doesn't just apply to morning sunlight, it also applies to the afternoon sun as well. It might not look like a big challenge for a lot of people, but for me, that means forcing myself to step out every morning and go for a walk. Walking can be boring. Walking is definitely boring for me. And you might say, oh, you can listen to music or you can listen to podcasts when you walk. I do that when I'm in my cab. I do that all the time. Even when I'm working, I have music running, or if I'm not working, if I'm doing something else, there's a podcast running. So like I can do that anyway. So how do I make my morning walks fun? So here is my New Year's resolution, right? Which is not just to go for a morning walk. It is to go for a morning walk with a camera in hand. I am actually going to push myself to go find different places in Hyderabad to go for a walk and do time lapses and maybe photo shoots or some scenic, uh, scenic video shoots. Right? I think Hyderabad has enough places for me to get some good views, and the idea is that I make my morning routine interesting, fun, creative, and I get some good shots out of it that I can use it for my vlog. So that's my New Year's resolution, which is to step out into the sun every morning and sometimes even through the day, go for a small walk with my camera so that I see the city through my lens. Stay tuned, subscribe, and look out for some nice spots that I'd like to highlight in and around Hyderabad, and also speak to you about things that is going on in my mind. And that's my New Year's resolution, to get more sunlight. Subscribe and I'll see you tomorrow. It's cool, that's what I tell him. No rules in breakable heaven. Oh, it's a cruel summer with you. Oh, not me singing Taylor Swift.